Okay, it is June 10th, 2026, 7:10 p.m. What's going on, John?
Hey, Jack.
Hey, we have seen the continued slide of price action over the last week, which is no surprise. Um, we were just talking about the SpaceX IPO, and we had previously discussed that there are cycles within everything. So, of course, I've named the episode that. So, we at least need to give a brief mention about it and why, and then we can move on to what we really wanted to discuss. Uh, you had previously said there are cycles. To me, offline. Hey, there are cycles in other markets like the stock market, and their gold has is cyclical. Um, what exactly did you mean by that?
Well, a cycle means that there's a period where it's going up, and then a period where it's going down, and then a period where it's going up again. Sometimes there's sideways periods as well. And I think if this is the if this is the first time anyone's hearing about this type of thing, you should immediately turn off this and go straight to YouTube and type in uh, Ray Dalio's "How the Economic Machine Works," and immediately watch that, and then you'll understand a lot more about cycles immediately than most people ever will. And then everything else we're about to say is going to make a lot more sense. Um, Basically, in that video, to summarize it very poorly, um, I highly recommend watching that video.
Word.
Uh, it's it's credit, right? Like people borrow money when stocks, for instance, start going up. People borrow money to buy more stocks. They use leverage. They use margin. They take out loans. They buy. Um, and not only are investors doing that in the stock market, the companies themselves are doing that. They're investing in research and development. They're building new factories. They're when their stock price is going up, they can issue more shares of stock. They can spend more money. And more companies are spending more money, more people are spending more money. Especially if interest rates go down, that's a big driver of the cycles. When interest rates go down, if people can borrow more money and have less, interest payments to pay it back, and it just drives the price of everything up. Every time rates go down for mortgages, housing prices go up because people take out more mortgages and buy more houses and have more and can buy a bigger, more expensive house because the rate's lower, the interest rate's lower on the mortgage, so they can have the same monthly payment but with a higher loan with lower rates. Um, and then eventually, I mean, you gotta watch the video, but eventually, it tops out. Rates go up. Um, People run out of credit. There's just the prices of everything get so high that nobody wants to buy any anymore. Nobody can afford to buy any anymore, even when all the credits tapped out. And somebody decides to take profit and sells, which drives the price down a little bit. And then someone else sees the price going down, they take profit because they want to make as much profit as they can. And then everybody starts taking profit. Prices start going down. Nobody has any credit left to buy, and prices go down. Uh, and then people are forced to sell because prices go down too much. People on margin and leverage have their margin calls. They have maintenance calls. They gotta their debt, since their collateral is going down in value, but their debt is usually dollar based, so it stays the same in value, and so then they need more collateral, and they don't have any more money, so they have to sell whatever collateral they have to pay down their debt. Um, and so that kind of everything starts spiraling down, and businesses stop spending more money, consumers stop spending more money, like everything in the economy slows down, everything goes down until eventually it all bottoms out. Everybody's had their belt tight for a while, and then eventually, the debts get paid off. Um, People get ready to start. Things get cheap enough. The asset prices get cheap enough. People start buying again, and the whole cycle starts all over again. That's in a nutshell a cycle,
Sure.
and that works for any business. It works for, well, not any business. Some businesses are non-cyclical, whatever. Counter-cyclical. There's such a thing as counter-cyclical. Um, but we're not going to worry about those fancy things. Just know that cycles are normal and they happen a lot. And you can see the cycles in the price chart, especially Bitcoin. Um, you can see I'm driving right now, so I can't
Well, it's
bring
okay.
up charts.
I've got the Bitcoin chart pulled up here. The
Yeah,
BTC
well, we
USD, of
saw,
course. We
but
go through it
I
all the time.
wanted to show it in the I wanted to show it in the gold chart, and the gold has long cycles. It went up. It went. I just off the top of my head, I can remember it went up for 10 years straight, from 1970 to 1980. It went from $35 to $870. So it went up about 20x or 25x or something. A lot of x's, just in 10 years. And then it went down for 20 years straight. Had a 20-year bear market. We complain about these 12-month bear markets in Bitcoin. Can you imagine a 20-year bear market? It went from Gold went from $870 in 1980 to like 200 some dollars in 2000.
Yikes.
Yeah, it went down 75% over the course of 20 years. It was like the coldest bear market I've ever seen. That's why nobody gives a shit about gold. Because that bear market made like most financial advisors, people that are professional investors, they just gave up on gold to the point where they're like, I'm never buying gold again. Gold is stupid. Like Warren Buffett's like, I don't buy gold ever. He's just 100% stocks all the time, or he'll go into cash, bonds, whatever, just temporarily, waiting for the stocks to crash, and then he'll buy the dip. But he
He
doesn't
we
invest in
can
gold
we
at all.
can we can talk about him in past tense now since he's no longer actively managing any positions.
But Warren Buffett, I wouldn't be too
He's re-
sure about that.
he has
He's retired from
retired.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah,
I bet he still manages his own money. He's
perhaps.
crazy enough to do that. He can't retire. He can't stop himself. Um, and then it's been gold's been up since 2000 till now for 26 years. But there was a bear market in between there somewhere since 2000. I have to look at the chart to see it, but the gold has long cycles. Um, the stock market, you can see it if you type in SPX, you can see in the 70s especially really clean cycles, um, every 4 years. Part of that part of the 4 year cycle is politicians trying to get reelected. Sometimes they'll spend more money in the with the government or cut rates or whatever.
I think
But
that the
just
best way I've heard it was that Benjamin Cowan describes it as uh, Bitcoin has no monopoly on a 4-year cycle. It happens in
yeah,
plenty of other things, plenty of other assets, plenty of
definitely,
other just things in general, and yes, including a presidential election running on a 4-year cycle.
yes, and Bitcoin's last bear market in 2022 wasn't just a bear market for Bitcoin. It was also a bear market for stocks. Stocks went down a good amount. Like a lot of individual stocks went down over 50%. Stock indexes went down 25%. Like the whole index, like that was a serious. We had in 2022, the United States had a severe recession, and it wasn't even mentioned because the government changed the definition of a recession. The definition of a recession for a really long time has been 2 quarters in a row of negative GDP. And the United States had that in 2022. But Biden didn't want to admit that there was a recession. So he changed the definition. I don't even know what the new definition is. The new definition is every time it's starting to be a recession, just turn the money printer on overdrive. I mean, I don't know. Like, and so I don't even know, but we had a recession, we had a bear market in 22 in everything. Housing stalled out. In some cities, housing prices went down. Gold went down, stocks went down, Bitcoin went, everything went down in 2022. Now, are we due for that in 2026? I would say yes. Yes, we are. Bitcoin got an early start. It's been going down since October of 2025, which is on time for Bitcoin. Gold topped out at $5,600, I think in January. Does that sound right, Jack?
Uh, sure, that sounds about right.
I mean, yeah, we really need the charts up for this, but a gold chart and SPX chart would be nice, um, it's not necessary. I mean, but gold's been going down. Gold just went down to 4,000 today. Like gold's down like 30% from the top. Like if that's not a bear market, I don't know what is. That's a big pullback. That's gold. That's not a meme coin. That's gold. Gold is down 30%. Like that's more than a pullback. That's a recession. That's a bear market. Gold has been in a bear market all of 2026 so far. Bitcoin's been in a bear market all of 2026. What's been in a bull market? AI stocks. AI stocks have been going bananas. 10X's all over the place. SanDisk, Micron, Seagate, Western Digital, like you name it. There's all kinds of stocks at 10X in 2026. I got a list of 20 of them that I'm invested in. Was invested in, I just sold them. So why did I sell them, Jack? Because I think the top is in. That's why I sold them. And I think the rest of 2026, it's already been down only for Bitcoin and gold. I think it's going to be down only for stocks the rest of the year too. And part of here's my reasons why. Besides the charts, which we'll look at the charts next week. Right now, it's just a bullshit week. So one reason is the market was hopeful that the new Fed chairman would be a dove. Because Trump said, "Oh, I want him to lower rates." He said he's going to lower rates. He's on the Epstein files. I got dirt on him, so he's going to make him lower rates. Well, the thing is, this guy, Kevin Warsh, he's a notorious hawk. He's not a dove. He's always been a hawk. This guy's been around the block. This isn't some guy that, this isn't Vince McMahon's wife or like someone Trump pulled out of a dumpster. This guy is an actual economist, and he's a hawk. He understands that money printing causes inflation, and he doesn't like inflation. He doesn't like money printing. He doesn't like lowering rates for no reason. And right now, the consensus is that the Fed's going to raise rates in December. It's like a 67% chance now that the Fed's going to raise rates in December. They haven't cut rates at all, and they're not going to cut rates. They're going to raise rates. And I think the markets are reacting to that. Again, I already explained that at the start of this episode, that when the rates go up, borrowing money to buy shit is more expensive. People don't do it. And people aren't borrowing money to buy stuff, well, things stop getting bought. Things stop getting bought, the price stops going up. And price might start going down. And I think it is. Price has been going down in stocks for a week or two. Since last Friday.
2 weeks.
Was that Wednesday? Yeah, a week or two. Stocks have been started going down. And I think they're going to continue to go down for the interest rates. And also, it's just that time. It's just that time. It's just the time in the cycle where everything goes down. Bitcoin's been going down. Gold's been going down. Now stocks are going to go down. And they're all going to go down for a little while. And rates are going to go up. And it's more belt tightening. It's just belt tightening time. That's all it is. And then we got a really big thing happening, I think, tomorrow. Jack, what's that?
You tell me.
SpaceX IPO.
I didn't know it was tomorrow.
I think it is. You can ask Google, but um, so the thing about the SpaceX IPO is it's 1.8 trillion dollars, and that's a lot of money. 1.8 trillion dollars is a lot of money. And where is that 1.8 trillion dollars coming from, Jack? Do
I'm
people just
sorry, I
have
was
that sitting? No, it's okay.
some
Where do you think?
some people have some money just ready to spend on it. Other people are going to
You,
borrow
you,
it.
right, right. So, but is that 1.8 trillion sitting in checking accounts?
It'll be Friday the 12th.
Friday the 29th,
12th,
12th. What's the date today?
the 10th.
Oh, so it's 2 days from now. It's I thought it was Thursday. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
It's Friday. It was a day off. It's Friday. But here's the thing,
Hmm.
Jack. That 1.8 trillion dollars, no one's got that. Anybody who's rich doesn't leave their money in a checking account because they don't want to get it inflated away. So what they have to do is sell other assets to get that 1.8 trillion. They got to sell stocks if they want to buy SpaceX. They got to sell gold if they want to buy SpaceX. They got to sell Bitcoin if they want to buy SpaceX. So gold and Bitcoin and stocks are all going to go down. And the thing is, SpaceX is going to go down too, Jack. I have never been more certain of anything in my life. And here's why I'm certain, Jack. You already Googled it for us.
Yeah, I've got it up
What is
right
the
now.
revenue? Yeah, what's the revenue and earnings of SpaceX?
18 billion and 18.7 billion during 2025 in the first
Is
quarter
that
of
the
20
wait, slow down. 18 billion, is that revenue or earnings?
revenue.
Okay, so just hold that right there. So $18 billion in 1 year of revenue, that's sales. That's no expenses, nothing. That's just the money they took in. SpaceX took in 18 billion. Seems like a lot of money, and it is. Except for that, the market cap is 1.8 trillion. So what's 1.8 trillion divided by 18 billion?
I don't know.
I'll
I'd
tell
have
you
to
what,
get the
it's
calculator.
100.
Okay.
It's 100. All right. So that means that it's coming out, SpaceX is coming out at 100, a price to sales ratio of 100. Now, if people don't are not phased by that, then let's Google something else, Jack. Let's Google what is the average price to sales ratio of the S&P 500.
See, this is why I asked you
Guessing it's
before
around.
but
Well,
before we
I
started. Hey, what? Let's pull up the stuff ahead of time so I don't have to do this while we're.
I don't I don't know where it's going to go, Jack. I make everything up as I go along.
I'm sorry. What did you want me to pull up?
What is the price to sales ratio of the S&P 500? That'll give us the average price to sales ratio of a stock in a company in the S&P 500, which I think is a reasonable benchmark.
Approximately 3.64.
Three.
Three
I
point
thought it was like 10.
3.64.
3.64. So they're coming in at 30 times hot, right? 30 times above the average price to sales ratio, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so we're following along. So already I think that it's coming in, meaning that if you buy $30 worth of SpaceX, it'll probably be worth $1 next week.
You think
That's
it's
what
good?
I think.
You think it's going to lose 30x its value
I
in a
think it
week?
should lose 30. I think it should lose 30x its value. I don't think it will. I think it'll only lose half its value in a week, but it should lose 30x its value. Anyway, so I mean the price to sales ratio is 100 when the average is 3. So now let's look at the earnings. What were the earnings, Jack?
Real quick, I want to look something else up.
Sure.
Just because I don't know anything about price to sales, I wanted to look up what an average price to sales ratio is for a tech company.
Well, we already did. that's with 100.
we
It's
looked up with
three.
the S&P 500, but that's not just tech.
You,
That's all
yeah,
of
if you
the
want a tech
S&P
company,
500. I want to know just tech because that's what that is. It's
you could
just
you
it's a
could,
tech
well you
company.
could do
It's not the same as comparing it to,
sure.
somebody that
Okay,
makes
well
widgets in a factory in Ohio.
okay, so then ask what the average price sales of the Nasdaq is, or what the average price of sales of the
I already
SMH.
did, and it's 3.0 to 10.
Right. Yeah, I thought
So,
10. I thought 10 was reasonable.
software as a service as much as 15.
Yeah, I was expecting 10 to be reasonable. And even if we go 15, it's still double value to double what it should be.
Hmm.
Even at 15, it's going to get cut in half. And at 10, it's going to cut into a third. It's going to lose 2/3 of its value just to get down to 10. But that's not even the scary part. The scary part is the earnings. So revenue or sales, that's just the money they take in. Earnings is profit, meaning after all the expense, after they pay all their employees, after they pay for all the aluminum and rocket fuel and um, and taxes, and they pay all their expenses. What do they got left over? We already found out.
Adjusted
What
EBITDA of 6.58 billion for 2025. Total revenue, uh, quarterly earnings, quarter one 2026 total revenue 4.69 billion, net loss 4.28 billion.
pause there,
Adjusted.
pause there, pause there.
That
Okay,
means they
so
made
so court
1.13
court.
billion in quarter one.
No, it doesn't. It says their net earnings for quarter one was negative 4 billion, right?
No, their earnings were 4.69 billion. Their total revenue for quarter one was
Now,
4.69.
now revenue and earnings are not that's the point I'm trying to make. Revenue and earnings are not the same thing. Revenue
I
is
understand. So
sales.
you got to subtract out what they.
Earnings is
Yeah,
profit,
yeah, I
right?
understand. They
And
don't. I
the
asked for that
next,
information. It didn't give it to me, so it gave me the way to calculate it, though I thought, but maybe I'm wrong.
no, it did. It said net earnings for the quarter
It
was a
does not.
$4 billion loss.
It does
Didn't
not
it say
have
that?
that. No, it's got a net loss. It just says net
Yeah. What's the net
loss
loss?
of
Yes. What is that? What
4.28
is that?
billion.
That's their earnings. Negative 4.28 billion.
Okay.
If it's a gain, right? It's either a gain or a loss, or it's zero, and it's a loss. That means they spent 4.28 billion more than their revenue.
Got it.
That's what that means. So so let's say the revenue, let's say their earnings were positive. Let's say they, instead of losing 4 billion, let's say they actually made 4 billion in profit. And that's in a quarter, so times 4 would be 16 billion. Um let's round it up to 18 billion. So at 18 billion of earnings, then again it's a price to earnings ratio of 100 at 18 or 1.8 trillion market cap, right?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
If their earnings were a positive gain instead of a net gain instead of a net loss, that would mean their price to earnings ratio would be about 100.
Okay.
But it was not a gain, it was negative. So their price to earnings ratio is negative 100. So,
So why are so many people going to get in on this? Why is so much of it already purchased and locked up?
oh, I can't explain stupidity. Like, the stupidity is much deeper than I can fathom. I get
It's it's
my
it's
submarine gets crushed.
it's pretty interesting. It's hard to bet against Elon, I think.
Right. And people that are buying the SpaceX IPO um, don't they don't know what market cap it means. Earnings means. They don't know what price to sales means. They don't know what price to earnings means. They don't know what earnings means. Um, and that's why people are buying it. They're buying it because rocket go up. right? That's why they're buying it.
I think they're
And
buying it for that Starlink, uh,
um
the sales pitch of data centers in the sky, so that they
and
don't.
SpaceX is a it's an exciting company,
They
right?
have
It's a
they well they have that
technology
they're
company
already moving, they're
on the
already
cutting
doing
edge,
that right now, right?
and
They're already actually doing it, and so it's more of a whether or not they're
they
going to be able to do it in space and
yeah, they
actually
do
be
make
able
some
to.
money, right? They're
No, no,
they're
it's
selling
not about the
Starlink
money. It's not about the money.
internet
What I'm saying,
subscriptions.
can you
They're
not hear me? John, can you hear
they
me?
have data centers. They're renting out GPUs to Anthropic. Like they have income. It's just that their expenses
Can
are
you hear me?
lower than the revenue. That's
Can
why.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Hold it.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
As I switched, I got out
Can
of
you
the
hear me?
car, so I'm just
Can you
sitting
hear
here.
me? Can you hear me?
I just can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Turn the volume. Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah, you're
Can
just
you hear
super
me?
quiet, but I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
me? Can you hear me?
And
Can you hear me?
also like
Can you hear me?
what
Can you hear me?
you're. I
Can
mean,
you
I
hear
don't
me?
know. You're just super quiet. But hang on.
Can you hear me?
I'm gonna. You know what it is? It's because I switched. If I leave the Zoom call and come back, will that screw up the stream?
No, 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 no,
What?
no, no.
All right, I'm gonna leave the Zoom call and come right back. Hang on a second.
That's just me messing with John. I'm gonna fix my properties.
Okay, that's way better now. Yeah, it was my phone was using Bluetooth, so it was not working. Okay, so
Got it.
I can hear you crystal clear now.
Okay, good.
Um,
I was trying to say, actually, I spoke a whole lot, and then I noticed you were talking over me, and so I was like, "Wait, can you hear me?"
no, I can hear you all. I'm
so,
sorry, I didn't mean to
so I,
talk over
so I just started saying, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?"
you.
And actually, I could hear you the whole time, so I was just messing with you. um, so what I was saying though was that it's not about the money, it's not about the numbers. Just like with any other tech company, like you're not buying, you're not valuing them on the numbers. Uh, perhaps you should be, and that's a whole different discussion. But they're often what they think that the capabilities will be in 5 or 10 or 15 years
Yes.
for a lot of people. I think that that's why a lot of people are buying. Like they look at what this company's doing already, right? Like
Yep.
what
Mhm.
they're already capable of doing. They have data centers. They are renting data center space to other people.
Yes.
They put constellations of satellites into space.
Yes.
They actually have mini data centers that they have been putting up into those satellites and
Yeah.
linking them together. So it's they're able to sell to people this we're going to put your data centers up in space where we don't have to have it in your backyard.
Yep. No noise or water pollution.
Right,
No burning fossil fuels. It's gonna be all solar powered,
right,
and the sun's gonna be shining 24/7 because it's in space.
right.
Yeah, all those things are valid reasons to buy SpaceX. Go to
But I think
go
that's
to
what I'm saying is I think that that's what like is powering a lot of the valuation and
yeah, no,
the
100%. I
like
agree.
as opposed like it's just like I don't think that they use their price to sales or price to earnings. They're more like, well, what do we think those figures will be in 5 or 10 years?
That's yeah, that's definitely yes. But JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and Wells Fargo and all those guys already bought SpaceX
Hmm.
2 3 years ago
Right.
when the market cap was 10 billion or 100 billion. And they're up 10x, they're up 100x, and they are gonna the Friday morning at was it 8 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. They're
Hmm.
gonna market sell all of it.
They can't actually.
They can't.
No, there's like
Yeah.
essentially built-in tokenomics. Like the only way that they can sell, like it's locked up and it's locked up for a period of time well out into the future. And not only that, like if the only way that they can sell even a little portion of it if it's at a price, if the stock price is 30x what it originated as or what it IPO'd at. If it does, then they can sell some of their stocks, but they cannot sell the rest. Uh, they must hold the rest until that lockup deadline.
That's a cool story. I'm not believing a word of it. Yeah,
I,
go to
I mean, I guess that's allegedly like that's a
right.
legit thing.
That's the story. That's the story told to
Yeah.
plebs so that we don't get scared
Well,
and not
I was
want to buy.
I was never going to do it anyways, but
They right. They promise. Don't worry, we're not going to dump on you. Look, we can't. We made rules. We can't dump on you. Go to infinitemarketcap.com, 8marketcap.com. Sorry, it's another website I didn't tell you about in advance. Mhm. So here's another way to value it is we can look at where does 1.8 trillion stand? Okay, there's gold. What's gold at? 28 trillion. That went down. It was 33 trillion last week. Nvidia 4.8 trillion. That went down. That was like 5.5 trillion last week. Google 4.3 trillion. Apple 4.2 trillion. Silver 3.5. Microsoft 2.9. Amazon 2.5. TSMC. Now TSMC makes all the microchips in the world basically.
they make
So it'd be right,
they make about a third of them.
sure, it'd be right there between TSMC and Broadcom. That's where SpaceX would be.
See, I don't know. I don't think so. You don't have anybody doing what they're doing on this list.
Right, but that it's 1.8 trillion, right?
Oh yeah, for what the number would be. Sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure. I thought you were talking about like where what their ranking was or something.
No, I would rank them much lower as far as what I think SpaceX is worth. I would rank a lot lower. Um, I well, we just did the revenue numbers. Uh, yeah, I would put it a lot lower. Definitely under a trillion. Somewhere, I would say somewhere between 100 billion and a trillion would be a fair value.
What did you say?
I would guess somewhere between 100 billion and a trillion would be a fair value. Closer to 100 billion
Okay.
for me is when I would feel comfortable buying SpaceX. I'm gonna watch it, right? Like I want SpaceX stock, of course. Like, but I'm not paying 1.8 trillion dollars for it. I'll pay 100 billion for it for sure. Um,
Well, I hope you're right and it dips. I hope you.
dude, I have never been more sure of an IPO dipping in my life. And the thing is, and it could even go up a little bit
Well, they
first.
always. I mean, they always dip eventually, right? It's a question of
Well,
whether or
look at
not it
Sand,
gets. It's a question of whether or not it gets a big spike
dude.
off
You
the
say it,
bat or not.
dude. You say it always dips. Look at SanDisk,
Well,
SND.
I'm not gonna pull up SanDisk. I've already pulled up enough stuff.
Right. Well, like SanDisk is just up only, right? Is a good company. Even Circle, the IPO of Circle, the USDC issuer, they're still up from their IPO. Their IPO was up only.
They dipped. They
Yeah,
dipped.
from the top they dipped,
Yeah.
but they didn't go
Well,
below
that's what
their
I'm saying. That it's just that it always happens.
but
Like
they
it
didn't go
always.
below their IPO value. What I'm saying is SpaceX is going to go below IPO value. It's going to
Okay.
go way below IPO value.
Okay.
There's no way SpaceX does not dip below a trillion. They're going down 50%, guaranteed. And they might not go down 50% right away, but by the end of 2026, SpaceX will have dipped more than 50%.
Got
And I'm just an Uber driver, so who knows
it.
what's really going to happen, right? That's just what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, like you said, you don't believe that there's this kind of functionality built in for these early investors.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but they're going to sell over the counter. They're going
No, no, I
to,
mean,
there's work.
I'm saying that I don't think that they are able to. They don't take possession of them, right? Like they can't. Like they literally
There
cannot.
are
They
sellable
literally can't do it.
shares of SpaceX.
What's that?
The, there are going to be sell. In fact, you can ask Google. All this is public knowledge. You can ask Google like what percentage of SpaceX shares that currently exist that are currently held are sellable on day one.
Okay,
I
cool.
bet you it's a large percentage. It might not even be half. It might only be 10% or 20%, but there's going to be a certain percentage of the shares that are sellable on day one. Do you see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like employees, for instance, I'm pretty sure there's employee shares are sellable.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I heard about this lockup period, so
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not trying to argue about it with you. I'm just letting you know what I'd heard.
I understand, and that sounds like a cool rumor, and I want to verify it. Let's verify it. This
Well,
is what.
I don't think I got time tonight. We're getting close to 40 minutes already.
Oh, are we? Okay.
Yeah, so I got dinner coming.
Yeah, I talk a lot. Sorry.
That's all right. It's just that yeah, it's all the different pulling up this and that pulls us off the topics and can slow down the conversation as well.
Yeah.
But I get it. We need that stuff to help illustrate the point. But that's just kind of why I was like, hey, what do we want ahead of time? And then I get it. We don't know. But
SpaceX is going to be worth all the oil in Saudi Arabia.
how do you think so?
But that's what they're saying it's worth.
Is
1.8 billion.
that what all of the oil in Saudi Arabia is worth? Is what
No,
Saudi
that's
Aramco stock
it's just some
price
oil
is?
company in
Yeah.
it's like the Saudi oil company.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Well,
More
I
than
was
Tesla,
what's that?
worth more than Tesla.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
crazy.
maybe,
I don't think so.
maybe.
They valued it at 1.8,
Well, I
which is
know.
more than Tesla.
Well, I know.
I don't think it's going to stay above Tesla at all.
Well,
Tesla actually makes a profit.
yep. It'll be interesting to see again because
I think Tesla.
I don't think people are going to make their decisions based on the earnings and the
No,
price to sales.
people are gonna be frothing at the mouth to buy it. On day one, it'll probably go up.
Well, what I'm saying is the people that are looking at this as a long-term play, right? The ones that see this as a means of getting into Amazon when it was, whatever.
Right, but Amazon wasn't a $1.8 trillion market cap when it was new.
No, it wasn't. But they're saying, what if this starts off with a high market cap and just goes up anyways because of the capabilities? I don't think that it will. I'm not saying that it will.
Like
I
what?
think that it's less about what I think will happen and more about what I think other people will think about it. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to figure out what all the other people are going to do to make my plays as opposed to what I think should happen. Because I
I,
keep thinking of what I think should happen and damn it, it should happen, but it doesn't, right? It doesn't always happen that way.
well, what I think the most likely scenario is the people that got in early on SpaceX are going to be selling whenever they legally can, and that's going to bring it down
Sure.
over time, whatever the structure of the selling is. And yes, there's usually structures to the to because if you're getting in early, they don't want you to dump the shares, so they make you agree to not sell it for a certain amount of time in order to buy it early. That happens, so I'm sure that that's in place. All I'm saying is eventually the time runs out and they can sell it. And then I don't know if that will be 6 months or 6 years, but it's going to get sold.
Okay, so says the Google AI. Yes, there are lockup periods for SpaceX stock held by early investors and insiders, but they are highly customized and staggered instead of using the traditional 180-day flat restriction. Details of the lockup periods break down by investor type and specific milestones. CEO and major institutional backers. Elon Musk, his shares are subject to an extended 366-day lockup and do not qualify for any early releases. Significant pre-IPO investors. Major institutional backers are also excluded from early sales and are subject to an extended lockup period with shares releasing in 6 tranches between March and August of 2027. Employees and early backers, regular shareholders, instead of a single cliff date where all stock becomes sellable at once, the shares for regular pre-IPO investors and employees are divided into a rolling release schedule based on corporate earnings and price performance. After Q2 earnings, up to 20% of early release eligible shares can be sold. Price milestones. An additional 10% can be sold if the stock trades 30%, not 30x, above the IPO price for 5 of the first 10 trading days after the earnings release. Rolling dates, another 7% of shares unlock at 70, 90, 105, 120, and 135 days after the IPO. After quarter three earnings, an additional 28% of pre-IPO stocks unlock. Full expiry. All remaining shares are fully eligible for sale after 180 days.
So within 6 months, all of the shares are going to be sold or eligible.
Or not.
They're
Like
going to be eligible.
people might not want to, right? And it will be based on, of course, the how it's doing financially up until that point. So if it's
Well,
not if it's
not.
not
I
if
mean,
it's not performing, then you're not eligible for the early
right. That
really like it has to be doing better than whatever.
Yeah, if the stock price does manage to somehow go up, they'll sell even more shares.
Well, they that's when they
Lock
will
even more
be
shares.
that's when they will be able to.
Yes, the shares will unlock even faster. Um, yep. So this is all, yeah, this is all what I expected. This
But
seems very,
it seems legit, like that's a legit thing. It's not
yeah.
just
What the only thing
it's not just bullshit they're telling the plebs.
I like everything about SpaceX except for the $1.8 trillion valuation.
Yeah, I don't even
They're
know if I like
entering the stock
SpaceX.
market in the top 10 of assets. They're like you're not getting in early. It's already in the top 10 of all assets.
Hmm.
That's not early. That's that's the end stage, right? Like when you're in the top 10, like there's no money to be made, Jack.
Hmm.
It's already been made. Plus, SpaceX doesn't make money at all. It loses money, loses 4 billion a quarter.
Sounds
Oh,
good, man. All right. Well, hey, I think that's good. I think we can wrap it here. We're at 40
yeah,
minutes, and yeah, we got our stuffs to do. So good
yeah,
chatting with you, man. And yeah, we'll follow up next week.
cool.